Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm Mary Felling, physical therapist. Today I'm going to show you a really neat technique to help stretch out the Achilles tendon and the calf. This is something you can do in your office, whether you're in your own home office or you're at a brick and mortar place of work. It's great because you can still continue to be seated, get something done, and take care of yourself. All right, so all you'll need for this is a yoga strap or an exercise strap. If you don't have one, you can just use a long towel or a belt from a robe. If you need one of those pieces of material or those pieces of equipment, stop the video here, go get that, and come back and join me. If you've got your strap with you, you're going to sit on a chair. You can be at the end of a sofa too, or the end of a bed. It doesn't matter. But you're not sitting back towards the back of your chair. You do need to be at the front. And you're going to put your strap around the ball of your foot, so not the middle of your foot, just towards the top. Hold on to the strap, and you're going to let your leg go out. It doesn't have to be completely straight. It can be, but I'm going to have a little bend in mind. The tighter you are, you probably want a little bit of a bend. And I'm very gently just going to bring the foot back up towards me. So it's kind of like my toes are coming back towards my face, but my heel is solid. It's not moving around. All right, so we're going to do this position 5 minutes because we're doing a fascial release. Remember, in the John Barnes fascial style and method, it's always a minimum of 5 minutes. All right, so here we go. And you just want to give enough pull on that strap that you feel it's a stretch somewhere along the back of your calf. It can be high up, like almost at your knee. Maybe you feel it down low towards the heel. The heel cord is, we used to call it, but it is the Achilles tendon. If you want to try, you can straighten out your knee more if you feel like you get a little more of a pull, of a nice stretch back there. So play around with it, but you do want to feel it in the back of your calf somewhere. So for me, I feel it all the way from the middle of my calf up behind my knee. That's just where I'm tight. And I have a little bend in the knee because for me to get my knee all the way straight and do this, I'm so tight. It's a little too painful for me to stay here for that whole 5 minutes. All right. So in this position, it's going to be a 5-minute minimum. So if you remember from my other videos, I talk about in the John Barnes myofascial release approach that we're using a 5 minutes of a mechanical energy, in this case elongation by the help of the strap, elongating the calf. A minimum of 5 minutes to start that piezoelectric effect. And the piezoelectric effect is a bioelectric flow we all have in our bodies that gets elicited during mechanical energy into the system. But it has to be a minimum of 5 minutes uninterrupted mechanical energy. So that's what we're doing here for 5 minutes. Once that 5 minutes hits, what happens is that electrical flow that's been elicited moves through the fascia. And when it comes to those areas of fascia that are dehydrated, bound down, tight, stiff, or what we call a myofascial restriction, then it starts to rehydrate that area, soften it, and elongate it. So this is why traditional therapies sometimes haven't always worked, because it's worked the muscular component, which is the elastin component, but it never really got to the fascia. And the fascia is within every single structure of our bodies, not only our muscles, but we have fascia in our organs. We have fascia in the spinal cord, in our nerves, our blood cells, our ligaments and tendons. Every structure in our body has this sinewy cobweb through and around it to support it, give it structure. And this fascial web is one continuous piece of material. It's uninterrupted, head to toe, front to back, and side to side. So it's kind of like a three-dimensional web in our system. So addressing that hasn't really been typical in the orthopedic and sports medicine areas in the last 50 years, but is becoming more and more part of a full rounded rehab program in orthopedics, sports medicine, because we now understand the fascial impact on our system, and especially with stiffness loss of range of motion, and weakness. Yes, that's another video. How fascial restrictions create weakness in the body. All right, so you still want to maintain that. If you feel you need a break because you're itching or you have to get up to do something and come back, your timer starts over. You can't stop midway in the 5 minutes and then come back and continue. You have to restart. And getting that uninterrupted 5 minutes gets that electrical flow going. And while you're here, what you're feeling for is softening, relaxing, because we are not only getting the fascia, but we happen to be helping the muscular component too. That's the benefit of doing myofascial work. You get the fascia and the muscles at the same time. If you're just stretching muscles, when a therapist or a physical assistant is trying to teach a good elasticity program, unless they have fascia in it, it's not going to be as effective. But the word is getting out. More and more professionals are using fascial kinds of components to their whole rehab program. It's so important. All right, how's everybody doing? You feel this? Now, you can stay here longer than 5 minutes. You can be here 7 or 8 minutes. It doesn't matter. You'll just get more and more releases. All right, we're coming up to the end of the 5 minutes. This is where I'm going to kind of stop. But you are welcome to continue on, get more softening, relaxing releases. You can do this for 10 or 15 minutes. You'll just help yourself more. You can't injure yourself. If you find yourself when you're doing this technique stiffening because of pain, or you're holding your breath because of the pain, then it's too much pull. You need to back off a little bit from that. If you liked learning about self-treatment techniques you can do, whether at your home office or at your brick and mortar office, leave a comment with any other area of the body that you'd like me to address, and I'll get that out for you. And in the meantime, I encourage you to, and I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get all the new videos as they come out. All right, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.